Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to do the K1 Crew Quarters Lost Sector for you guys. It's pretty easy, but this one's longer than the previous several for this season. So in this Lost Sector we have Barrier and Overload Champions, Arc Burn, which is plus 50% arc damage taken and received, and shields are solar. There are a lot of solar shielded shanks, but they're not too difficult to deal with even if you don't use solar weapons. So to deal with the champions for today, I am running an Overload SMG mod. You can also run a solar auto rifle. I actually tried the Summoner, but it wasn't. It doesn't feel as good as an SMG. So I've been using this Gambit weapon, Borrowed Time, and it is chewing through the ads and procs some other abilities I'll talk about later. To deal with barriers, I'm using Arbalest. It is an incredibly useful weapon to pop anti-barrier shields because all the way up to Grandmaster difficulty Nightfalls, the slug it fires will one-shot a barrier that a barrier puts up, so it is an incredibly useful weapon to have. And then to take advantage of the Arc Singe that's plus 50% arc, I'm running a Hothead. Hothead is, I don't think, dropping from the Nightfalls anymore. I think they removed it last season, but it is an incredibly good rocket if you have one in your vault. I'm using an auto-loading Vorpal one for extra damage against the champions, and then auto-loading holster is just a really nice thing for specifically like Lost Sector type activities that you just kind of fire your rocket off and put your gun away and keep shooting other stuff. Some other options that you can use are like Huscow. Huscow drops, I think, from the World Loot Pool still. I'm not sure though. I have auto-loading holster and demo on this one. And Shining Sphere, if it still drops from Iron Banner, you can get some okay rolls on this thing as well, but it's also art. Also, I kind of ran this for fun, but I'm using Sunbracers. You get a melee kill with your charged melee ability. In my case, I'm using the Snap. You actually get to throw up to 5 grenades for a short period of time. So what you do is you get the melee kill and you get a buff called Sunbracers Ready. You have 5 seconds to start throwing grenades, and in that time you'll get a grenade back for free. You get to throw a total of 5 grenades if you throw them all, throw every single one you get. What is nice about this is if you run this in conjunction with Heat Rises, you can kind of float over stuff, and every time you get a kill, you gain melee ability energy back so that you can do it again. Is a really fun little combo that I threw on just to see if I could do it on a legendary Lost Sector, and I can now because of upgraded class stuff. With that, I'm running Touch of Flame that buffs my solar grenades, so they do even more damage and are more useful in taking out the slightly beefier ads in Legend Lost sectors. Of course, you need to be running a solar nade to make this work. Melee doesn't matter, in my opinion. And then the fragments I'm using Ember of Char, so that my solar ignitions cause spread scorch, which allows you to ignite more stuff. Ember of Torches powered melee attacks make you radiant. This is empowered melee from back in the day. Ember of Eruption, your solar ignitions have an increased area of effect, so it's bigger blast radius on the ignitions. And Ember the Empyrean is awesome because this was released very recently. It's brand new and I haven't gotten to play around with it much, but solar weapon or ability kills extend the duration of Radiant and Restoration. This means that Sunbracers gives me additional restoration as well as if I have the buff already, as well as my SMG, which is why I'm specifically using a solar SMG instead of an arc one. This is incredibly useful because you can also run the classy restoration mod. When you place a rift, you gain restoration times. I'm not sure if it's 1 or 2, but you gain restoration. It's only like a 5-second buff, but it heals you very quickly. It's an equivalent, in my opinion, to Devour. It's not quite as good as Devour is, but it is a really fast heal that is constant, and so it's really, really good to have. And every solar weapon kill or solar grenade kill you get, or ability kill, it doesn't matter, extends that duration up to a total of 12 seconds. So you get up to 12 seconds of constant regen. You get a melee hit, you gain constant radiance, so you gain I think it's 20% damage buff constantly, as well as constant healing. You're essentially immortal and dealing a lot of damage. To keep you immortal, though, because the everything in this Lost Sector is arc, there are several snipers that really hurt. I actually threw on a sniper resist over what I would normally be running because there aren't many solar and void damaging targets. In fact, I think only the boss does void damage, and the rest are like these little arc shooty guns. So if you have an arc chest piece that fits your build, throw on an arc resist in this slot. And for my mods on my helmet, I'm running Ashes to Assets, which gives me bonus super energy on grenade kills, as well as Bountiful Wells, which allows you to spawn more than one elemental well for the copies for additional copies of Elemental Well spawning mods. And then I am wearing 2 Elemental Ordnance mods, so that gives me a total of, I think it comes out to 3 Elemental Wells every time I get a grenade kill. I'm also running Seeking Wells, so they come to me in Double Absolution, because I really don't know what else to put here. Um, but Double Absolution means that you pick up an Orb of Power and you gain ability energy for all of your abilities. So it's essentially you gain extra Elemental Wells. Well of Ordnance, which you pick up a Solar Well, gives you additional grenade energy. This is less useful because Sunbracers is literally free grenades incarnate, but it is still additional abilities. And with that, let's get right into it. So the first thing I like to do, I like to just start immediately throwing grenades. There used to be an Overload champion that was just sitting out here. They seemingly have removed that for this season. So given that there's not an Overload yet, just kind of go ham with everything. You can pretty much just free roam here, and then champion has appeared. He'll come through that door. I'm going to not apply my restoration yet. I'm going to kind of just go with the flow here. All right. So there will be 2 exploder shanks, one right behind this barrel. Or is it 3? And then there's one back. Oh, I nearly killed myself. One will spawn here, one will spawn there. That's what I was saying. So now you're done with that. Come up here. I say place your rift. I'm running an empowering rift for additional damage. But the important part is gaining restoration. You are now free to roam about the cabin, essentially immortally. It's just that this lost sector, the enemies do way more damage than most others. So it is good to have this on. But essentially, with 8 seconds of restoration, or 10 seconds now of restoration, I can essentially sit here and do whatever I want in the open without much fear of death. It's kind of nice. And it's completely passive. Unlike Devour, where you have to constantly be killing people, it just keeps going. I have 10 seconds to kind of just do whatever I want. Now here in a second, there's an overload. Right up here. Proc Sunbracers real quick because I want to. 3. Alright, let's stun this guy. Hit him with a rocket, and he's dead. There we go. Now, these tracers up here, if you're not built into sniper resist, even with restoration, they will just tear you down. They'll just firing line you down. But there you go, we're done with this entire thing. I still have my restoration 2 and radiance up, so I can pretty much be a dingus and keep going. There you go. That barrier's down. If you don't have restoration and can't just one-man army like that, I recommend you staying in cover behind that and pick at his friends until you can get to him essentially alone. Truth be told, I have never had Radiance and Restoration for this long in this, so I'm going to drop a well here. Start DPSing him. There is a barrier champion back there, as you can see. I'm going to try to take him down first, though, seemingly I can't. So, I'm out of rockets. I didn't count. So I'm going to try my best to deal with the barrier first. You're not really in any danger, even with all the enemies punching you here constantly. It's annoying, but they're not really in danger. And there you go, that's the lost sector. A few more ads are here, but no champions, so you are free to open your chest. Where is it? There we go. And today the drop is arms. Oh, I got a controverse. That's awesome. But today the drop is for arms exotics, so you can farm those as you go. I threw on my Sunbracers for fun because they are like my favorite exotic, but if you don't have them, farm for them. They are really, really, really good right now because Solar 3.0 is kind of crazy all of a sudden. Them unlocking this fragment has kind of changed Solar 3.0 from being the worst to essentially the best 3.0 that they've released thus far. So thank you very much for watching. And if you want to see more of these, be sure to like and subscribe. I make these daily. Good luck with your exotic farming and have a nice day.